Alright, let me adjust the camera here. This is Richard Nikoley, freetheanimal.com, and doing another video, but I got tired of looking at myself in the pool. So I drove over here to Nikoley Beach. I used to live like 2-3 minutes from this place for 7 months. Let me pan it around so you can get a view. It's a very small beach. A lot of rocks, but it's fun. And in the non-monsoon season, it's pretty gentle swim. The subject of today's talk is my wholly unconventional. Some stuff here. So I'm on sand, sitting on a log. So there's no sure footing for a tripod. So I've got the legs on it closed, using it as kind of like a selfie stick, poked in the ground. And so I can do all this movement with it. Just on the other side of the place, you may have seen in some of my videos, just around this point is Nikoley Beach. So anyway, better than the pool, but it's another sunny day, so in rainy season, so an opportunity to take a video. I hope the surf behind me is like a nice background and not overwhelming for you. Just to recap, for those who are just jumping in, who knows when you come in this. I'm on day 6 of alcohol abstention after long years of drinking too much too often. And I've done stints before, like 6 weeks, 2 months, and they're always tough, really tough. And so this will be, this has been a cinch. And previously I chalked it up to my environment, tropical paradise, as you can see, beaches, sun, and a very good social environment. I've got lots of friends here, going out anytime, and I'm going to run into one or more of them, and I meet new people all the time. A lot of Frenchies too, so I speak more French than I've spoken since I lived and worked there in the early 90s. So that's good too. But I discounted one thing, and that's my audience. It's got to be a factor because I'm holding myself accountable. Or another way to put it is that this is the equivalent of like an AA meeting or something. So every time I do a video, it's like going to a meeting, right? I'm holding it. But my videos, after a couple of weeks, I look at the stats. They're getting 300 views and more, which is not a lot by some standards, but it's good for me. But imagine that you watch one and it's like you catch a slurry of words, and you're like, he's cheating, or he's just completely given it up, but he's still going with his own narrative, his own story for a while. So that's got to be an important factor before, also that I had not discounted. In terms of the updates, so I did the initial post, I did the 4-day update. I did something peripheral yesterday, which is how alcoholic is a bullshit term, right? And I'll link all these in the description. So I'm doing this thing today. It's kind of also peripheral. I'm just talking about one of my unconventional methods, not that all experts will tell you, do not do. And it's not going to take long to do that. I'll also do an update after on Sunday, when day 7, the first week, is complete, and I'm starting into day 2. One thing before I get started with the unconventional approach that really shocked me shortly after doing the 4-day update the other day, like that evening, I guess it was, like, some hours later, I got some really, really bad news. I've been working on this attempt to secure some work for big money for, I guess, a month or so, and I was that close to getting it. And by good money, I'm talking about $15,000 to $20,000 per month in income for me, and it all went away like that. Why? Because somebody in the vetting process found my blog. So 19 years and 5,000 posts, and someone cherry picks a couple where I talked about bar girls in Asia and Thailand, and they're like, oh, no, too much liability. What if the customers, blah 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 blah. I don't know what that would have to do with the terms of the contract, So I guess I joined the ranks of the canceled, right? Now, if there's ever a time to say fuck it and go out and get a bottle, that would be it. And it didn't even cross my mind. And like hours later, I thought, wow, it didn't cross my mind. Isn't that cool? Instead, I thought, well, shit, the landscape has changed, new facts on the ground, time to figure this out, write some shit down, come up with some other options, and figure out what effort, tasks and effort that I have to do to make a new thing happen. And it came natural to me, whereas when you're in the bottle, you think of, it goes, wow, so you're deadening and escaping the pain of it. Plus, on the other side, you're fantasizing. Oh, everything's going to be okay, and then you have all these stupid ideas, and that aren't vetted and analyzed and anything, and you come up with these harebrained, cockamamie, pie in the sky things that's going to happen. So the first way is better, think it through. Okay, so on the unconventional approach, now every expert, I think, I'm pretty sure every expert will tell you, when you first cease alcohol after a long period of chronic drinking too much too often, then, avoid situations that trigger you into alcohol consumption. Get a support network. Go to your meetings and commiserate with other folks and stuff like that. Live a bland, mundane life that's surely going to make you want to go back to drinking, right? I do the opposite. I do everything I did before, just without alcohol. So all this stuff about when you cease, like a lot of people resist ceasing because they think life is going to end. It's going to be joyless. What am I going to do without alcohol? And indeed, here in Hawaii, with all these expats and tourists and restaurants and bars and cater to them, where every place you go, the first question you're asked is, what would you like to drink? Right? And for me, the answer is soda water or a soda, something, or a coffee, right? One place I go to that makes great fresh brewed iced tea, so now I go to all the same places. I'm probably in two to three, sometimes 4 bars every night, right? Sipping on my club soda, right? And chatting with people and so on. And it actually has the opposite effect of triggering me for alcohol, because I sit there and watch the people be as foolish as I used to. It's loud, boisterous, increasingly loud, increasingly boisterous, increasingly foolish as I used to be. But and it has the opposite effect. I sit there and I watch them, and it's like the best kind of therapy where you never want to be like this ever again in your life. Really is. I shit you not. Now let's get into the economics of it, right, really quick. So, if I have a club soda, it's 30 baht, close to $1. If I have an alcohol drink, a whiskey and soda, whiskey and club soda is my preferred drink. That's 70 baht, which is double. That's $2. Right? Now, I can nurse that. For one thing, when you're drinking non-alcohol drinks, there's a limit, so you sip it. You're not gulping it, right? And so, I'll sip one for upwards of an hour, right? And oftentimes I'll leave with it, third or half. Who cares? Left in the thing, whereas you're sure to finish your alcohol drink. So the alcohol drink's $2. But here's the thing about the alcohol drink. There's no such thing for me as just one. There's no such thing as just two. Occasionally, I'll stop at 3, but more often it's 4, 5, or 6. Right? So let's just take 5 as a median number. Right? So that's $10. Right? Versus $1. Right? Now, suppose I'm there at the bar and a nice Thai lady comes over and sits down. We start to chat, and eventually she'll ask if you'll buy her a drink, and it's 150 baht. So you're talking about $4, right? It's about a 2/3 split to her and 1/3 to the bar. And so now I'm into it for a total of $5 with my club soda. $5. But if I'm drinking, I'm already at $10. But through the course of that, because I'm inebriated, she sits down. So I get her the one drink. $4. So now I'm up to 14. Then she asks for another. Sure, why not? So now I'm up to 18 bucks, right? And sometimes the third one, I said, okay, one more, third one, right? So now I'm up to $22, right? Versus 5, right? That makes your money go a lot longer. Plus, I'm not buying bottles anymore, which are, so the pint of the whiskey I drink is what's that, about 160 baht. So that's about $4, and a fifth. A big bottle is another couple hundred. A big bottle is 300. More like about $10, right? Saving all that money too. And I've noticed it, right? Because I am on an austerity budget until I get something more solid going. And unconventional, the experts say no, but it's working for me, and you're working for me. That's why I'm doing these. I will taper off. Like after I do the week one, probably not going to do another one for another week. Maybe I'll do week until a month, and then taper further off from there. And eventually, I'm going to encapsulate all of this into a book. Something like, how do you make the first month an absolute cinch? All right, I think that's it. You want another quick view of the real estate here? All right, there you go. Yeah, hey, and if any of you out there are like, hey, I want to do this, right? Contact me. And get down here. I'll show you where to go. Get down here, book a hotel, and we'll meet up, and I'll show you the ropes of how it's done. All right, now have a good day. Oh, later, one last note. I'm so packed with energy. I'm in a couple hours. I'm gonna take a ride up the coast to Patong, where I rode up the other night. I'm going up to sit on the beach and sip on green coconuts and have some food with my longtime friend Sue from Chiang Mai, who lives in Patong now. Full of energy, packed with energy, full of activity, right? Do it. Bye-bye. There you go.